Good morning. It's Darlene from Couture. This is going to be a basic class teaching you from start to finish how to make a sign. So this is our Couture transfers and our chalk paste. If you haven't seen them, you're going to want to stay tuned and you're going to learn from start to finish exactly how to make these signs that are really cute, really popular, perfect for a kid's bedroom, or if you have a bathroom that is decorated in Paris theme. This is a new transfer. This is the way it's going to come to you in a plastic sleeve. You're going to peel this open and remove your transfer. On the back of the transfer are all of your directions. The only thing it's not going to talk about is waxing your surface. So that you're going to want to remember that, but it's going to go through step by step the same stuff that we're going to go through. It tells you right here which one it is, Meet Me in Paris, and it's a size B. So you're going to save this. Our transfers are reusable. They are a silkscreen transfer. They are similar to a stencil, but they have a fabric in them. On the back, I'm going to put an X. That is telling me do not stick this transfer back on this side. It's the wrong side. This is a matte finish. Our finish under here is a gloss. Sometimes this can be tricky to get this started. Just kind of flick it with your finger. I like to bend the corners under so that it's easier to take this off of my board or off of my transfer sheet. It doesn't damage your transfer at all. These are very sticky. They are adhesive on the back. It's a brand new transfer, so I will show you what we need to do with that once we get our surface prepped. This is a board that I bought at a local craft store, and we need to wax this. I'm going to look and see if one of the sides is better. I took the little jute off here because it doesn't really go with this. I'm going to put wire up there is what I'll end up doing. I just didn't have a smaller surface to work with. I'm so excited. This is new. This is one of our new ones. I'm going to take a rag. This is one of the white rags that you get at Costco or Home Depot. And we only need a tiny bit of wax. Going to put the wax onto the board. And you're just going to rub it. Just putting a little thin coat of wax on there. My puppies are all excited. Daddy just came in. So, doing one more tutorial this morning. He has today off. It's his Friday off. So you're going to rub the wax on there. And then you're rubbing it off. Some of the paint may come off on it. This is a painted chalkboard. It's not a chalkboard. It's different. You want to get off as much as you can, and then you're going to take your paper towel and you are going to rub it. My dogs, they love it when anybody comes in, but they love when Dad comes in. He's been outside working on stuff. He is going fishing tomorrow. He goes ocean fishing, and him and the boys and one of the grandsons are going. So we are going to fuzz this. So we have our wax on there. We've prepped our surface. We're going to fuzz this. This is a brand new transfer, so I am going to put it onto my fuzzing cloth. You can use a towel to do this. You do not have to have the fuzzing cloth. You can use a towel. You can use your t-shirt if it's a smaller transfer. And this just takes off a little bit of the sticky. We're going to pull this. And we are going to put this onto the board. You want it to adhere really firmly. You're going to press out all of your air bubbles. Trying to center this. And then I'm going to start pressing, going out from the center and down. Make sure that you get this nice and firm onto the surface so that your chalk paste does not go underneath. When you open your chalk paste, you're going to stir it. And I purposely waited. I usually have this all prepped and ready to go, but I want to show you. Sometimes you're going to have to add water. You want it to be the consistency of sour cream or yogurt. This one seems fine. This is Storm. This is our Super Stash. It's 8 ounce. Our regular ones are 3 ounce. This is bright white. This one I generally have to add a little bit of water. It seems like it thickens up all the time, and there's not much left. I don't need very much though. You want it to be the consistency of sour cream or yogurt. So if it was too thick, I just used this last night, so it's still fine. I'm only going to use it right here. I only need a little bit of white. I'm going to do all of this in my storm. And then this is peony. Okay, this is going to need, it's pretty thick. It's going to need just a little bit of water. You're going to take a spray bottle, just spritz some water in there, and then stir. If you happen to get it too thin, just let it sit open and it will start to thicken back up. You can't ruin this. You're going to stir it. If there's a few lumps in it, don't worry. When you press it down with your squeegee, those will press right out, or you can scrape them to the side. It just happens because I keep my chalk paste open long times at the craft shows, so I tend to get those things in there. All right, I have my squeegees ready. And for the white, I'm going to just use this. I'm going to do storm, I'm going to do white, and then I'm going to do peony. You're going to work quickly. You don't want your chalk paste to dry on the transfer. So I'm going to put this onto this right here, and then I'm going to start squeegeeing it and put the excess back into the jar. So you're spreading it, pressing down through your transfer so that it goes to the surface below. Going to put the rest back in the jar. It really does not take that much. You will be surprised at how little it actually takes. And this just all goes back in the jar because you can reuse this. You wouldn't want to just leave this on your transfer and wash it because that's wasteful. This is something that we'll use on our next project. Okay, now I'm going to go on to the white, setting my squeegee to the side. I'm just going to dip the little multi-tool in there. This works great for small areas. Spreading this on through the words, making sure that I'm not going down onto the area below, onto the Paris. And then I'm going to grab peony, and I'm going to do that quickly. Using my squeegee here. I could use a mini, that would work too, but I am going to just spread that, and then I'm going to get ready to peel. I can see that the storm is drying. You do not want this to dry on here, then it will not look nice underneath. If it's too dry, it'll stay on your transfer. Putting that back into my jar, and then we're going to peel the transfer. You're going to peel from top to bottom or side to side. And that's it. So that's all with that. I'm going to show you how to wash these. This is our silkscreen transfers, and you do not want the chalk paste to dry in them. So you're going to put them into a water bath. I have this little container of water right here. I'm going to show you how we wash those. We're doing all of the basics this morning. This sign is done. I'm going to set it to the side so I don't splash water on it. I'll bring it back at the end to show you. So you're going to put your transfers into a water bath, and you kind of swish it around to get some of the chalk paste off. And then we're going to put it onto our non-stick surface. You could put it onto your counter. Take a Clorox wipe. You're going to use a lot of these guys. I buy them 4 at a time. You're going to wipe the front. So you're wiping off all that chalk paste. Then you're going to take a paper towel. You're going to dry the front. You're going to lift up your transfer, dry underneath. Flip it over, and you're going to wipe the back. This is going to restore the sticky. Okay, so we're going to set this to the side onto a paper towel to dry. If you wanted to hurry up the drying process so you could put it back onto your transfer sheet, your backer sheet, you could simply just lightly wipe this with a paper towel like this. It does not ruin the sticky. I've had to do that before when I was packing up when I did a Girl Scout event. I needed to get all my transfers dry and put them back on their backer sheet. So what I did was I just kept flipping them like this. Just dry the front, and then, and don't do that, hold on to it. Dry the front, flip it over, and lightly dry the back. I'm not pressing hard, I'm just getting the surface. And then I just let it dry for a minute, and it was ready to go back onto my backer sheet. This is still a little damp. I'm going to set it to the side, and then once it's dry, it's going to go back onto my backer sheet. And remember, it does not go on the side with the X, it goes on the glossy side. So that is, and actually it's dry. I can feel it's dry already. So I can put this back onto here. Now trying to line this up like this is hard. The easiest thing to do is to have your transfer laying down. I can feel it's really sticky. The sticky is all back already. You're going to take your backer sheet and you're going to put it over the top, and you just lay it down like that, and it's going to be really close. That one turned out pretty good. And then you can just flip it over, press out the air bubbles, and then this is ready to go back into my plastic sleeve. So that's how you do that. And as far as cleaning up all of your tools, this is water-based. So you're going to want to scrape around and get any of the little dried crusty things off. Try to get them down into the center. Put your tool into your water bath. Do this with each one. My white is almost gone. So this one, there's a lot more dried stuff. You're going to just go around in a circle, scrape that down, and then I spritz a little squirt of water in there. Helps keep them so that they stay moist. I have all my other little tools. They're going over here. And then you want to wipe. So you have your paper towel from when you wiped your transfer. They're already wet. You're going to wipe the edges before you put the lid back on. Here, wipe your edges so that the lid, and you can tell which lid it is because there's going to be some chalk paste on it unless it's brand new. You want to wipe the edges because you don't want the chalk paste to glue itself together. So that's why I'm teaching you all these basics. If you do all your basic stuff and remember this, it's going to be easier. When you go to open your jar, you're not going to struggle with it. So my white's almost gone. I have several of these open because I take some to shows. This guy is probably a couple more signs and he's done. So I'm just wiping the edge, getting off everything I can. Gonna put this back on here. And these, I could take them over to my sink and wash. If you were somewhere and this is all that you had was a little water bath, you can wipe them. You can just sit there and this will just come right off because it is water-based. So I can do that with all of my tools. Or you could take one of your Clorox wipes. If you didn't have water with you, you could just simply wash your transfer with your Clorox wipes and then dry your transfers, dry your tools with a paper towel, and then you're ready to go again. So I won't do all those. I won't do that on here, but that's how you do that. It's water-based. It comes off really easily. And make sure you never let your transfers just soak for long periods of time in your water. That is something you need to remember. If you were to leave them overnight, the sticky would be gone in the morning, and that would be sad. So that's it. I'm going to put some wire on here, and this will be all done. Thank you for joining me. If you have questions, let me know. I'm trying to teach the basics so that those people that have not done this yet, they will know what to do. So go back and refer to the ones that it will say Chalking Basics 101. And I have some that are layers, that I teach the layers, and I do those step by step, just really easy and basic to teach you. If you have something that you want me to teach you about, just put it in the comments and I will work it into my schedule next week. So thanks for joining me. Everybody have an awesome weekend. Have a happy Easter if you celebrate Easter, and if you don't, then just have a beautiful, awesome weekend.